Motherhood is the absolute most amazing experience you can go through for years and years and years. Like, it is so grand, okay? And it's so messy at times. But the beautiful moments outweigh the emotional chaos. And to be able to experience yourself in all those different ways as well brings so much growth, because you're able to see your patterns and your behaviors, and you recognize what is truly benefiting you and the connection between you and your children. And man, I feel personally that there's no other experience that can bring you as much growth on such a deep level, like as far as your childhood. The only thing is like our partners can also reflect back our deep woundings and our abandonment traumas. But man, there's nothing like a small child that brings out the ugly parts of you. Like, why are our children why is it that our children's frustration at times can make us so furiated? Like, that's been a big one for me, and I've had to learn, like, in the moment, that, like, that's her emotions, and she's overwhelmed, and she's frustrated, and she has every right to feel that way. Because from her lens, something like going to taking a bath when she doesn't want to is extremely frustrating. I get it. There are things I don't want to do that I need to do, and I get a little irritable, but I do it anyways. So I get it. So for me, I have to tell myself those are her emotions. Those are not my emotions. And it allows me to create space for her to get it out and remind her of healthy ways to get through it. And then also model that, because by me yelling, that just intensifies the whole situation. And if you think about it, you're allowing their dysregulated states, they don't know how to healthily transmute their anger. You're allowing their states of emotion to dysregulate you in an unhealthy way. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. You can breathe. You can walk out the room for a moment. You can practice self-control. And over time, it just becomes so easy. Like, you just sit there with their emotion and you're regulated and you calmly talk to them, and it de-escalates the situation. There's nothing like having a calm presence, like in a chaotic situation, because you're not allowing someone else's emotions to sway you. And there's power in that. There's so much power, because I feel as we've grown, we've allowed how other people feel to make us feel like we're doing something wrong, that we have no right to be and express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves, emotionally, physically, whatever. We really put another person's feelings above our own. And being a mom, when you have a child, I feel like many of us, we do that. We put our child first above all else. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's amazing to see, like, how much you're willing to do for one person, especially someone that you birthed. It's so beautiful. There's no love like it. Like, I truly believe there's not. But I mean, you never know. Connections, meeting people. But man, the love of a child, man, it's different. But yeah, there's just Oh yeah, we put the child above ourselves for so long. And yeah, what you begin to realize is like, I feel like after a year or two, for me it was like 2 years, I'm like, I have to do something for me. I have to find things that fulfill me, that I'm passionate about, that just feel purposeful and I enjoy. So there becomes like this fire inside of you, and you're like searching for those things. And a big part of that comes with like acknowledging how you feel and getting through your emotions in healthy ways. So if you're in this like state of like feeling like motherhood all there is, you feel stuck and you need something, explore. Like literally start exploring different avenues. Try new hobbies. Just do different things. Go on walks in nature, in a park that you've never been. Be with yourself and the uncomfortability of like not knowing what to do with yourself, because I was there too, and it's awkward, but you end up coming up with something, even if you're just going to the same coffee shop every other day and you're writing and listening to music or whatever, drinking your little latte. I did that for a while, and I'm like, I got to switch it up. Anytime I got a moment to myself, I'm like, no, let me go to the river. Like, let me put my feet in this river. This cold water was so replenishing. It took the swelling out of my feet, the pain, and I'm like, man, to feel the wind, like to have that silence for myself in that sacred moment, to just be and not feel like I had to do anything for anyone else, was so healing. And so many emotions came up during that time. So be with yourself and start getting comfortable with your own presence. Because when you're truly comfortable with yourself and you trust yourself, you love yourself, you will know what's for you and what's not for you. But it isn't until you start to take a look at yourself, go within, and ask yourself these questions like, how do I feel? What do I want to do? What do I want to wear? Where do I want to go? Like, and you face that uncomfortability that you're not really ever going to know who you are outside of being a mom. Because you're so much more than a role that you play in someone else's life. And you're so much more than just your child loving you. You are your own individual being, and you have your own purpose in this life. You have your own path. Don't let motherhood bog you down. Don't let it be your all be all. Because what happens is, if you do that, as your child grows and as you grow, you will latch onto your kids and feel like they need to be around you for you to feel a sense of love. Like, you're going to feel like you need their attention to feel loved. And you're going to resent them if they don't show it, or if they do something that you feel they shouldn't do. They do it anyways because they're their own person. And then it's going to create even more of a barrier between you and your child. And like, what kind of life is that to live? That attention that you seek from others, and that love that you feel like your child's the only one that shows you, that's not it. That's not all there is. When you show yourself the attention that you so desperately feel like you need from another and want from another, your whole life begins to expand. You begin to see the world so differently. You're more present. You feel safe within yourself. You're not always on alert, searching for the next high. You're like here now, and you literally will you could walk outside and just enjoy the wind and the trees glisten, like wiggling, the branches, the flowers, the scents, the noises. Everything becomes so much more beautiful when you finally feel at home within yourself. And I had to go through this dark night of the soul experience where I was so focused on somebody showing me the attention that I felt I needed to feel loved, that I entered this deep, deep depression. And man, when I finally decided I was going to do something for myself and not wait around for this person, I went to yoga. I just talked about this, but I went to yoga, and I'm telling you, the next day, it was like I felt light as a feather blowing in the wind. The world was new. I was like a newborn baby experiencing the world for the first time. I heard the birds, the leaves touching one another as the wind flew by. I could not believe the amount of just pure love and fullness that I had felt, and awareness and presence that I was in. It was like pure bliss. And I just wanted to share it with everybody. And it's, you know, I felt like that when I had a child. And even when I'm with my children, I feel that. But I also feel that when I'm with myself now. And it's such a beautiful thing. And throughout the years, I've had to navigate so many challenges. And there's been times where I'm just so focused. I was so focused on what I had to do to survive. Like to literally make sure I had shelter, food, clothing, my kids did, and my partner at the time. So there's been a lot of like survival going on in my life the past couple years. And I've been learning how to slow down again. It's been so beautiful. It's been such a growing process, because it's so easy to get caught up and feeling like you have to have everything together all the time. Like the house has to be cleaned all the time. You have to have the perfect meal for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Everything has to be perfect. And the reality is, when you do that, you're not giving yourself enough grace. You're not allowing yourself to relax, because everything will get done, first of all. And you can make life easier on yourself by not rushing, by coming home, by planning simple dinners and lunches and breakfasts, like doing simple things. And then also allowing your children to be a part of that experience. You don't have to do it all yourself. Like my children love doing dishes, and honestly I don't get them in the kitchen enough, but they love doing the dishes. They love cutting up vegetables and fruits. They just love being a part of it. That's all they want. Children want to feel like they are contributing, like they are purposeful and providing something. Because the truth of the matter is, the root of everything, like when we come into this world, like we're so full of love because we are love. Children want to express that in any way, and they want to build that confidence. They want to know how to do things. They want to know how the world works. So we need to teach them. We need to model what it is to be healthy and teach them how to function in this world in a healthy way, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And to be very mindful of the friends you keep and the energies you have around you. Make sure that they have similar values. You know, you don't want, you know, if you're raising a child to respect themselves, to not drink, do drugs, certain things, you want them to know like the consequences of being around individuals that do that, you know. And it's no judgment, but it's the possibility of pressure. It's the possibility of just emotional chaos, because many times people use these things because they're not in tune with themselves, and they they want to feel good. They don't know how to feel good themselves. So there could be a lot of codependency in those connections. There's a lot of things that you just want to talk to your children about and warn them about as they grow. And when you teach your children to be healthy for themselves and to love themselves, they will recognize the difference. If you are informing them about energy and, you know, certain things, like showing them signs of emotional, like, dysregulated person, or just what's healthy and what's not healthy. Like, they need communication, they need things modeled, they need to know the difference of things. And you also need to have boundaries in your connections. You know, me and Jess had talked about this. You need to have boundaries with family. Do not let anyone feel like they can just have full access to you if they are disrespecting you and not taking accountability, not apologizing, and not changing their behaviors. Because then you're teaching your children that this is acceptable. It's acceptable to continue to allow people back in your life that treat you poorly, and to just brush it aside and forget about it. Like, no, you need to hold people accountable, let them know how their actions have harmed you, and then if there's no accountability, no apology, no changed behavior, which is the biggest one, then you need to place yourself where you need to be to protect yourself. Because truly, anybody can apologize. Anyone can take accountability and be like, okay, that was effed up. I shouldn't have did that. But if it really harmed you, it really affected you, and you know it did, it's really important to protect yourself. Because behaviors and patterns don't just change overnight. Like, it can take time to rebuild that trust again. And it's only when you see consistent, healthy behaviors that you may feel called to open that door again. But you really have to listen to your body and how you feel around this person. Because if you feel on guard, then that's a sign that there's not a lot of trust there. There's no trust there. And that in order for, like, you to feel more at ease, distance needs to happen, possibly. And yeah, there just has to be more consistent behaviors. So yeah, set them boundaries, model what self-respect looks like with yourself so your kids can see that and they don't let people walk all over them. That is the message of the day. I love you all. Take care.